Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Scruggs. I'm here at home. My precious wife headed on to bed, and my dog Cujo's laying underneath my piano bench, snoring pretty loud. So if y'all hear some weird rumbling or growling, it's not my tummy, it's my dog. But I gotta tell y'all, if you have thought, man, this guy's kind of nuts, when you've seen some of my vision videos, like whenever God showed me the vision a year before coronavirus happened, and every detail a year ahead of time, or the vision where God showed me that they were going to start talking about aliens a lot and trying to use aliens to discredit God and all that kind of stuff. I will tell y'all, to date, this one takes the cake. I'm about to share something with y'all that will be the very vision, the very video where you either say, he's too far gone, the cheese slid off his cracker, or you're going to dive in with me and my wife, lock arms together with us in ministry, and start praying for us like you've never prayed for us before. Because spiritual warfare is real, and the enemy is out to destroy God's people. Sorry, my Cujo's getting... Cujo, you're snoring loud, buddy. Or is that Chrissy? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. So, I want to tell y'all, in the last 3 years, ever since my wife posted on the Jonathan Scruggs Music YouTube channel, and it's spelled weird. My name is JOHNATHAN, Scruggs Music on YouTube. My wife posted some of my vision videos on there. Now, many of them, as they would come true, we would get reprimanded. We'd get scolded and fines and fees and restrictions, which is funny to me because they literally would leave them on there because there wouldn't be a lot of views on them, honestly. And then as soon as they would come true, but part of the vision was exposing the narrative, then they would delete my vision videos. How dare you put that on there? So on YouTube still today is my vision video that God gave me a vision one day that they were going to do mind control. Matter of fact, another vision about mind control is still on there as well that's already come true. So far, they've not taken it down. And in that vision, I talked about God showed me that they were going to use performers and famous singers and bands and entertainers to be on stage, and they were going to infiltrate the tour and the concerts with waves and frequencies and sound waves and things to control people's minds, to mess with their heads, and would even cause them memory loss. But it's a whole psyop to try to control the masses. And in that vision video, that particular one, I even called the person's name that God showed me in the vision. And I even said that there will be reports of the attendees of those concerts will come forward and say they have memory loss and they can't even remember the concert that they just attended. And that one happened. It's already come true. And you can go back and you can double check my dates, because I would not fake anything or exaggerate anything when it's of God, from God, for God. I don't want those lightning bolts coming at me. But the dates are there on the videos. You can see that it was recorded long before the first report of memory loss ever happened. So on to this one tonight. In the last few years, ever since my wife posted that video about God showed me the vision that there was going to be mind control, I even referenced a movie called The Kingsman Secret Service. There's a clip in the movie where the evil people were giving out free cell phone chips to everybody, saying, come get a cell phone chip. You have free cell phone service forever, no cell phone bill. And everybody flocked to them like sheep, just running in, got there. And in one of the scenes in that movie, they were in a church setting. Cujo. Sorry. And the evil people flipped the switch. And as soon as the switch flipped, all these people rose up inside the church and started fighting each other and beating each other up. It was violent. And in that vision, I literally quoted that movie and I said, it's just like, I literally see it like the scene in The Kingsman where a switch was flipped and good people started turning on each other. Well, after that vision video was released and posted publicly online, it hadn't even been seen by very many people. None of them have. So I don't understand it. But I never connected the dots. I never put two and two together. And I still don't know really if it is. But I'm just going to tell you what's happened. On 3 occasions, I've told my wife and my father. And I don't know if I've told Jaden about this or not, because he's really busy in school right now. So I try not to bombard him too much, even though I used to always send him everything. I told my daddy and my wife that I suffered what I would say was the most massive, the most painful, the most severe, what I thought was a heart attack that I've ever experienced before. And it was so bad that it started almost like a high pitch frequency in my right ear. Just, and man, it got louder and louder till it was just driving me crazy. And then it resonated down my jawbone. I remember grabbing my jawbone with my hand, and I couldn't even scream, but I was just going, ah, ah, and it drove me right to the floor. The worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. And y'all, I've been through kidney ruptures, bowel ruptures, heart attacks. I'm telling y'all, this was 10 times worse than anything I've ever felt. Crushed back from a semi hitting me. This was worse. 3 times it's happened to me. And I didn't understand what it was at first. But I might have an idea now. Y'all know 60 Minutes. They're pretty credible. I want to show you a clip real quick.
Have important developments in our 5-year investigation of mysterious brain injuries reported by U.S. national security officials. The injured include White House staff, CIA officers, FBI agents, military officers, and their families. Many believe that they were wounded by a secret weapon that fires a high-energy beam of microwaves or ultrasound. This is our 4th story, and for the first time we have evidence of who might be responsible. Most of the injured have fought for America, often in secret, and they're frustrated that the U.S. government publicly doubts that an adversary is targeting Americans. One of them is Carrie. We're disguising her and not using her last name because she's still an FBI agent working in counterintelligence. She says in 2021, she was home in Florida when she was hit by a crippling force.
And bam, inside my right ear, it was like a dentist drilling on steroids. That feeling when it gets too close to your eardrum, it's like that, times 10. It was like a high-pitched metallic drilling noise, and it knocked me forward at like a 45-degree angle this way.
She says she was by a window in her laundry room.
My right ear was line of sight to that window while this thing was happening in my ear. And when I leaned forward, it didn't knock me over, but it knocked me forward. I immediately felt pressure, and pressure and pain started coursing from inside my right ear, down my jaw, down my neck, and into my chest.
At the same time, FBI agent Carrie told us the battery in her phone began to swell until it broke the case. Finally, she passed out on a couch. Because of chest pain, she was checked by a cardiologist and then returned to duty.
And I remember complaining to my colleagues for months after that. I felt like I had early Alzheimer's. Short term.
When it happened to me, I was by my bedroom window, and the cell phone beside me exploded, the battery inside, blowing the case apart. We just assumed that it was a defective battery. we just assumed that it was time to get another phone. Never did I ever dream that this thing blowing up could have been correlated to me screaming in the pain as I fell on the floor. I'm not saying for a fact that that's what happened, but I'm saying how peculiar that her jaw pain, her ear pain started like a dentist drill, high pitch, multiplied, exaggerated, into the jawbone, into the chest, onto the floor, exploded battery in a phone. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but that's quite a bit of check. If this was the Mythbusters, we would call this one probable. But here's the cool thing that I'm going to leave y'all with, and I'm going to sign off. All through the history of the world, from the beginning of time, God's people, God's remnant, God's children are taken care of. Yes, they still had to face giants. Yes, they still had to fight battles. Yes, they still had to be thrown in the fire and sometimes in the den of lions. But every time, they were protected. Every time, God went before them, and the battle was won for the Lord, for Gideon, for the Lord and Joshua, for the Lord and Jonathan, for the Lord and you. So, child of God, listen to me. Don't fear. Don't worry. Don't start going down rabbit trails, or you're going to end up being called crazy like me. But listen, what I do want you to go down every trail you can go down is the Word of God and the promises from our Father, because they're real and He's faithful. I love y'all. Keep spreading God's love. I know this video will probably be stripped and taken down. But until then, at least it'll be a little comical relief for my friends. Y'all keep fighting the good fight. God's going to win in the end. I've read the book. I know the ending. God and God's people win. So do not fear. God's got this. We love y'all. Tune in every Wednesday night on YouTube and Facebook. Jonathan Scroggs Music on YouTube.